Ann Romney has had the final word. Shane, if you can bring my computer up, let me just play this clip. This is Ann Romney on ABC News exclusive telling you people what you have.
And we've given all people need to know and understand about our financial situation and about how we live our life. And
there you go. We've given you people all you need to know. So is it all you need to know? And beyond that, how do you make it in America? Is it true what the Republicans are saying that Barack Obama said, that if you build a business, you didn't build it on your own? Now, actually what he said was somebody invested in bridges and roads. If you built a business, you didn't build that, the that being that infrastructure. He said, somebody else built that infrastructure. But, they've turned this around to say he's saying that you didn't actually build your business. Well, I have a business. Mark Williams has a business. Did we build our businesses? Mark Williams, markwilliams.com, conservative commentator and talk show host. Hey, Mark.
Hi, Tom. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. And I should add, former chair of the Tea Party Express, marktalk.com, the website. marktalk.com. I'm sorry, I had it wrong. And so, Mark, two things here we can kick around. A, do any of us make it on our own in America?
In the sense that you just mentioned, without infrastructure, no. And that's why building infrastructure was built into the Constitution. Otherwise, we don't make it on our own simply because, as you know, as a businessman, it's all about relationships and networking and being in the right place at the right time, and sometimes just dumb luck.
Yep.
We don't make it with people handing us things for no good reason that we haven't earned.
Well, actually, Donald Trump did. His father gave him hundreds of millions of dollars, and he blew most of it.
And you, as a student of history, know that the founding fathers didn't really believe in the establishment of family inheritances, like the likes of which we see today.
That's right. None of them left behind fortunes. None of them. Yeah.
And the idea is that they didn't want a royal class, and
Yes.
and you and I are very much in agreement on that.
Yeah. We shouldn't be agreeing here, Mark. This is dangerous. The Tea Party and me. It's going to destroy both our reputations. Okay, so we both agree that you can't do it on your own, and we both agree that just handing things out to people, as Donald Trump's dad did, probably isn't the best idea. Donald Trump had to have several bankruptcies and failures and nearly wiped himself completely out before he got enough good advisors around him to figure out, and good people running his businesses to figure out how to do it without, I think it was after his fourth bankruptcy. So, and this is one of the reasons why Warren Buffett is leaving a relatively small amount of money to his children, hundreds of millions, but not billions. It's relatively small. I bang my head against the wall. But in any case, what do you think about this whole Republican or this Romney campaign attack on Obama, saying that Obama said you didn't I don't know if you saw this clip yesterday. I can't play the audio for you. I don't have it here. I should have probably pulled it before the show. But Romney yesterday criticized Obama for saying if you build a business, you didn't build that, or if you own a business, you didn't build that. When everybody knows Obama was talking about the infrastructure, number one. And then Romney goes on to talk about how we all know people in government who helped us get where we are, our good teachers, our police officers, and he actually makes Obama's point. How can he have it both ways?
Well, I don't know that Obama was talking about infrastructure, especially with the way money is being
read his speech.
Everything but infrastructure in this country.
Read his speech. His mistake was using the word that instead of those, because he had he said bridges and roads, and then he said, somebody else built that. And that, of course,
why is the money not going to that? That would be my point. Why is it going to a USDA program to overcome, as they say, self-reliance and pride to expand the welfare rolls? Why? And the USDA
Wait a second. You're talking about food stamps?
Why is it going into those bridges?
You're talking about why do we have food stamps in America? We have food stamps in America because we have cut our poverty rate in half with food stamps.
Why is there a USDA program right now designed, as they say in their own literature, to overcome self-reliance and initiative in order to get more people on the food stamp roll?
I don't believe that.
That money is far better
Mark, come on. You don't believe that either.
Beg pardon?
The USDA, either you're taking something so out of context as to reverse its meaning, or you've been reading something on the internet.
Oh, no, absolutely not. In fact, a Forsyth County, North Carolina welfare office, USDA office, received a gold award for increasing their roles by going out into the countryside and overcoming what they labeled, and this is a quote, mountain pride. What we need to be spending money on is
you know what they're talking. Mark, you know what they're talking about. Come on, don't weasel word that.
They're talking about. This president gets standing ovations for pitching dependency.
The mountain pride that they're talking about is I'm living out here in the woods and I'm not going to take nothing from the government. And if it was just you all by yourself, and not you, Mark Williams, but you being the 30 or 40-year-old guy out in the woods with his gun, living on varmints, that would be fine. But he's probably got a 5 or 10-year-old kid who doesn't have a decent education, who is not growing up with nutrients, well nourishment, and therefore is going to have an IQ 10 points lower than it should have been. And it's just not good for our society to have that.
What serves that kid better? His father having a job and an educational system that educates this kid, or handing him a freebie for the rest of his life?
Well, I'd much rather he had a job. Let's get some government regulations in here to make it harder and more and more difficult, more expensive, like it was before the Reagan administration, to send jobs out of the country.
I would have to agree with that to a certain point. Absolutely.
We keep coming back to this, Mark.
Among those regulations should be a reinstatement of tariffs for imported items.
I agree.
We cannot compete with slave labor in China and have a healthy economy here. It just doesn't work.
We got to start a socialist Democrat Tea Party. Democratic Socialist Tea Party. Okay? I'm a Democratic Socialist. You're a Tea Party guy. And here we are on almost every point other than semantics agreeing. And all over the country, there are people's heads exploding right now as they're listening to this conversation.
I think we're about to ruin both our reputations.
Yeah, well, what the heck? I think what it says to me is that both of us have a higher commitment to integrity and the truth than we do to partisan politics.
I mean, the bottom line is we both want to get to the same place. Yeah. It's the way we get there. We're just arguing over how we get there, the mechanisms of how we get there. I believe that you get there with minimum government involvement, and
but you were just calling for more government involvement and tariffs.
Top-down involvement.
You were just asking for tariffs. Or how about this? I would submit to you that the government involvement that was put into place in the 1950s, and I think it was during the Truman administration, it might have been during the Eisenhower administration, of making. And this was largely at the urging of General Motors and the other auto manufacturers and their unions, of making health insurance tax deductible to companies but not to people, was done specifically to bind people to employers. And as a consequence, which was fine during the Industrial Revolution when employers wanted to have employees with a 30-year commitment, but it doesn't make any sense in today's modern economy. And what Obamacare does is it breaks that bind. It allows anybody to have health insurance after they leave their employer, so it opens up entrepreneurialism. Isn't that a good thing?
If we disassociated the health care from the government and simply allowed people to buy their policies and give them a deduction for that, they could take it with them wherever they wanted to go.
Well, that's what Obamacare does.
The insurance industry as well. See, the problem with health care costs is the consumer is separated from the pocket that's paying for it. And when you're paying for it, you ask questions. You shop around for prices.
No, I don't.
You make good decisions.
No, I don't.
Else is paying for it.
I have if I have a pain in my chest, I am not going to call 5 doctors and ask them how much it costs. I'm going to dial 911.
My wife and I do it.
Really? You in the middle of a heart attack, you would be calling around asking prices.
In the middle of a heart attack? No, we've done our shopping before the heart attack.
All right.
And we've made deals with our doctors and our dentists on down the line.
Well, good on you for doing that.
Our co-pays.
Mark Williams, marktalk.com is the website. Thanks, Mark.
Thanks, Tom.
Always good talking with you.
This is the Thom Hartmann Program.
And I should add, Mark is the former chairman of the Tea Party Express. So what do you think of that conversation? Is America maybe getting a little more commonsensical?